We're going live.
I can hear both of you now. I've got the
I don't
TV
know.
going.
Don't know if it's working yet.
Have you seen the lineup?
Yeah, it's a bit stronger, isn't it, in comparison?
Yeah, definitely. I think the derby was a bit of a warm-up game for us, though. That's why.
You need to check.
Oh, look at this. I've just got the announcement saying we're going live.
Yeah, so it is live. We are live.
Welcome, everyone.
How's it going?
Yeah, good.
Obviously, you can't. They can't hear. No, we can't hear them.
I can tell you it's going very well.
Thanks for
being sick the last 2 days.
Oh, cool, yeah. You've been a little bit poorly, ain't you, Mr. B?
Yeah, unfortunately so.
I'm a little bit disappointed. There's a Liverpool game and you're not wearing a Liverpool shirt.
It's because I've been poorly that I'm not. I'm tempted to run in the other room and put one on.
Mate, you've got to. We're both wearing shirts. It's not even our team.
I can only see his symbol.
Yeah,
Right,
sorry,
wait.
I'm
Just wait to ruin a live stream.
I'm just trying to change it so it becomes a little bit clearer because I think we're jumping around a little bit. But
You were streaming through OBS.
yes,
Ah, okay.
that's fine. We'll make it work. Get there.
Look at that. It wasn't even very far away.
Look at that. That's better.
Just a badge.
Oh, I don't like it.
What, Phil
or Liverpool.
I am. What do you mean?
Who's what?
Yeah,
Huh?
you're just holding that up. I don't know what that means.
What you just said just come out.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
But is it jumping about at all, or it's all clear? It's fine. That's fine. Right, we're good.
Is that your tester, Ian?
Yes, no.
Yeah, you both all sounded fine.
Yeah, but it's not jumping about. And the sound's coming out where it should be on where we're talking on there. Okay, that's fine. It's only you saying it's not.
Have you got the anthem playing, guys?
Yeah. Can't hear any commentary or anything, can you, babe?
No.
No, that's
No.
good.
Oh, I can't. Mine's on mute.
I've put mine on.
I use these wonderful things to
Oh,
put
yeah.
one in one ear and I put your voice in the other.
There we go, boys.
I've gone double headphone.
Hey, yeah, I've done the same, Ian.
I've got
It's a
one
sensible
for
version.
used to and one for coming out the TV on a different thing.
Oh, I
Why
might
don't you do that, Mike?
Yeah, I
Just
might
take
have
these
to do
things.
that. Oh no, we're live. I apologise. Give me 2 seconds. I shall be back.
The preparation there, Mike.
So, Phil,
Yeah.
obviously, with the first game back being Everton,
Yeah.
Everton, I think, stood up quite well to you in terms of.
They're very defensive, aren't they?
I think they could have nicked you. I thought you were quite poor,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Oh, that's just two players. When Gini Wijnaldum come on and unfortunately Matip got a little bit injured or a nick on his heel, that kind of then causes some problems because you had Lovren come on board who
Liability.
has taken some flack, unfortunately. But he was targeted and twice, I think at least, he got beaten every time one-on-one.
I think
since he came on, he was just not the same.
Richarlison that second time had goals in his eyes rather than if he'd crossed it across the box to Iwobi, it would have been 1-0. There was no stopping it.
Exactly, but
Mike looks very scared. Why are you scared, Mike?
Just because it was taking ages to load.
Oh.
I might be 2 minutes behind you. Look. Oh, there we go.
But this
Fist
time,
bump.
we're all taking a knee at
What's
the moment,
this? You're
mate.
West Ham fans now?
No, X Factor, mate.
It's the fist of power.
X-Factor.
Remember the fist of power. You see, in the beginning of the Everton game, everyone took a knee but Mane.
He probably didn't know what was going on.
The ref blew the whistle and he just ran up the pitch and then suddenly went, oh, everyone else kneed or took a knee and there was just Mane about 10 yards in the other side of the pitch and he was only like, oh, I'll run back and take a knee.
Whoops.
Hilarious. Here we go. Game has started. 20 seconds in. Robertson showing them what he's about. This guy is insane. Having Robbo back with Trent is going to make a difference.
So annoyed. Mine's behind. Gay.
How far behind? I'm on 40 seconds now.
I am currently. Kick off.
Sorry, I'm
Hasn't even
playing
done
with
yet.
settings as we're doing this because it's not.
There we go, kick
it's
off.
fine, but I might you're 30 seconds behind then.
So just see you two cheering and then me going, "Hey!"
Mate, I'll only be cheering if Palace score. Don't you worry about that.
Oh,
that's
good.
terrible.
Me too.
We've got to remember, Palace. You think Palace did well at the weekend? They played Bournemouth, and what are Bournemouth doing right now? Losing. They're the only people. They're probably the only teams that are keeping West Ham in the Premier League at the moment.
That was a bit of a dirty foul from Robertson.
That's a proper tackle.
Nah, disgusting challenge.
I
I'm
think
surprised you haven't got any like pictures of fans or anything around your stadium.
What, like Osama bin Laden?
yeah, yeah.
I wasn't going to bring that up, but
Like other clubs, I don't think we'll do that.
no, I am
There's
surprised
no need
because
for that.
the majority of clubs we've seen doing this have had like the play or the fans pay a donation, and then they get a picture around the stadium. I mean, they may have that on the side that we can't see, but
They could have done it at
Everton
West Ham, but
Pubs
I've
and
not. I didn't see any the other day. Just the ones
No,
that
they've
are
got-
on.
It's just more advertising, I think.
it's
they've
because
got
no
from
one
the
supports
things.
West Ham.
There's a lot more advertising than just some big symbols and writings.
Mate,
There's-
it's so hot in here.
So hot. Is that
Mm.
is that the
Sweating.
technical term for it? Is it?
So hot. Might have to take my top off.
Well, no, don't do that.
Start getting complaints.
Can you play with taken off the air before we're even on it?
I'm not going to do a dance or anything.
Unnecessary nudity.
You're a nudity.
To who?
Everyone. Oh!
They've changed the stuff.
Mike, that doesn't work. We can go, oh no, my God, look.
You know when we what did we do? We did one of the last podcasts, and it all went a bit wrong with the sound because I'd updated my OBS.
Yes.
The sound and everything's fine, and it's all coming through cool. I just with the thing, it's they've changed the layout of where all the options are again.
Yeah, I was just
Okay.
saying I had to update mine yesterday when I was doing my recording for the prediction show.
Here goes Mane. Oh,
I
touch.
don't know whether that will work better.
Amino, that was awesome.
Oh, we're in green now. Yeah, it's a bit better.
Green.
Don't know why I put the bit rate so high. I put it up to like 13k.
What? Jesus.
Yeah. I put it down to 6, and that's made it a lot much better.
Okay, cool.
So what was the predictions? I reckon the 2-1. I think, did I?
I will tell you because I shall pull it up on my computer. Actually, whilst we're doing this, we might as well give a quick season update as well.
That's close, isn't it?
Yes, considering Mr. Bannerman
Oh,
had
that's much better.
a few weeks off.
Started a few weeks behind.
What do you mean you had a few weeks off?
Well, all right, a few weeks behind. We have. We'll start on the predictions for this game. So, Ian, you were 2-1 Liverpool.
Yep.
Phil, you were 2-0 Liverpool.
Yeah.
I've gone extremely ambitious and gone for a 2-2 draw.
But it's doable. Like Liverpool, I don't think come back with the same fire that they finished with 100 days ago.
No.
That looks very much like the beginning of the season where they're going to have to grind out some results and get that momentum going again.
Did you just say that, Phil, that you think they'd come back better?
think there will be better. I think when we left off, we were tired. There were some tired legs, and it was visible, and the performances started to dip. So I think with a 3 months layoff, once they get back down to up to sharpness again, it'll be on fire.
But that's the thing. You've got that bedded in period now, haven't you? From the start of the pre-season,
Yeah,
the mid-season break.
How long do you think it takes in bedding period? Is it a game or two? 3, 4? I wouldn't say more than maybe 3 games tops.
I think it's going to be very different as well for each team playing home or away, because it's obviously going to be, I think it's going to be very unnerving for the players where they're used to 50, 60, 70, 80,000 fans to having to play to a EA Sports soundtrack that they don't even get to hear. I think it's going to be a massive adjustment period. I'm not saying that that's accountable for the reasons we lost, because we were absolutely pony.
Yeah. Mate, you're used to not playing in front of any fans anyway. Well, there's fans there, but they don't make any noise.
That's what I was just about to say.
Is that the same at London Stadium as well, Ian?
London Stadium's pretty noisy.
I was going to say, when me and you went in, it was
I've sat right at the front. I've sat up in the gods. I've sat in the corporate bit. I've sat in the middle. I've sat like in the lively stand. It's one of those things that you can't quite get the full atmosphere. Where in Upton Park, it was all at one end in one corner. That was where the noise was coming from. At London Stadium, and those fans are still there, but they're just dotted about. So as one falls, like the next one raises up. So there's always noise, and when you're in it, you can't hear it. So when you're up top, you can hear everything, and that bowl shape just encapsulates the whole thing. It's a throw in, isn't it? What's yes, I think Phil, you're not watching the Newcastle end of the Newcastle game, are you?
No, I'm that far in the future.
We should explain. We're watching the Crystal Palace Liverpool game, but because of social distancing and lockdowns and everything else, we're not in the same place. So I think Phil's the furthest ahead. I'm in the middle, and then Mike's lagging behind a little bit. Yeah. But he does live in life. He does live in the sticks. So
I'm sure there'll be an ooh soon.
No, there won't be, unless Crystal Palace get a chance.
I can see an Andros Townsend stunner, and then Liverpool nicking 2 late goals. That's why I went 2-1.
Oh, well defended.
It's and I, personally,
well, Barry,
I think we should potentially get together at least once a month to do a Monday night football as this.
I'll be off for doing that.
Nathan K has said hello. Hi, Nathan.
Hello.
How you doing? Yes, we've got people watching.
Mike and Ian, I'll go back to the point around it's different. So, listening to some radio station recently, they did actually say that some players don't actually notice the crowd a lot whilst playing because they're that focused on the game and their concentration levels are so high.
No, I don't believe that for a minute. 80,000 people telling you your shit, you know exactly that they're there.
I could tell you if it's like 20,000, you might, the lower leagues, Championship,
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth at 70,000. It might be a completely different story. Or if you're at the bottom of the league struggling to get any sort of points, then the crowd's going to. In
fairness, I think there's a couple of players who will probably
just put it out of the stadium.
Thrive in this environment.
Yeah, I think there will as well be, but I think there are players that will certainly get the boost from having the crowd behind them.
I mean, like
I was
West
listening
Ham
to the other day. No, you definitely don't get. If you get on your players, you don't get behind them. But the same could be said for us actually. And I was just going to say, going back to Phil's point, that it definitely wouldn't have been an Arsenal player that said that they would hear the fans because they're so focused. A, because we're not focused,
player,
and
B,
Tottenham player. Our fans don't make a noise unless we score.
So
I think, do you see it? Just Henderson just put it out and sent the ball over to Goodison Park.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Hang on. Whoosh! I just got it.
What's the opinion on the 5 substitutes then? You can make 5 substitutes, but you can only stop the game 3 times to do so.
Unless there's an emergency. I think you can make a 4th if it's required.
I don't think there is. I think it's free. You've got free substitute. I've not seen.
You've got 3 windows, haven't you?
Yeah. So regardless if there's an injury, if you've already used your free, I don't think you can then do it again. I don't know, but
if you bring them all at the same time, that can make a massive difference to the game, can't it? That's a lot of players to do.
Yes. Oh yeah, most definitely.
Is it just to try and get the game through without or with minimal stoppages? Obviously, you can't take into account any injuries and stuff. But is it that they have that set windows then? Because we had against Brighton the other day, I think Kieran Tierney was supposed to be coming on as well as someone else.
Yep.
Because it wasn't announced or the ref didn't hear it or something along those lines. We then had to wait until the next window, and I think Brighton had the same thing as well, where they wanted to make some substitutions, but they had to wait like 10-15 minutes in order to get them on.
That's the negative. The man's getting a bit frustrated by it.
Why is James Milner not playing? Why is he not on the bench?
He tweaked his hamstring.
Oh, okay. I was going to say,
game, didn't he?
I did say though that he would be playing, didn't I? Because he's your fittest player.
He is an incredibly fit human being. Everyone in the England team says he's just a machine.
That's because he has nothing else but run.
Yeah, he's got so much tank, but he did give himself a tweak. So I think he's just sitting this game out to rest.
Oh, Zaha's
Better
gone
to be
down.
safe. But then I do think with that 5 subs, I think it is to help with the injuries. I think the clubs were so worried about the number of sheer volume of injuries that would happen. Like Arsenal's example, 2 within 20 minutes. I know it was mainly down to, one of them was down to wet pitch, where the guy just literally lost his foot and done his ankle or his knee, something like that. And then the other was his hamstring, wasn't it?
We got 4 people watching live at the moment. So hello everyone.
Let's get my phone out.
Put in the comments what do you think the score's going to be?
I was going to say
we are running a poll as well in the top right.
His name is Stanislas.
he was a West Ham boy.
That was my little joke there.
What, Stanislas?
Yeah.
How much of the game do you think he's played in the Palace's half?
37%.
Percent or minutes or
just around
That's a terrible
centimetres.
do you know what? I think I made the wrong choice here with my prediction.
Yeah, so do I.
You don't know.
I'd like to see Palace come out with a win, but I don't think they will do. I think a lot of this now, though, because of how thick and fast these games are coming, comes down to a lot of who's got the most quality and squad depth.
Yeah.
It's not a case of who's got the best 11, it's who's got the best 25. Because if you survive, I imagine towards the end of these couple of games, you're going to have a lot of injuries, just through wear and tear, like hamstring strains, things like that. But also bringing on the 5 subs, that could change. That's a whole attack or defence, isn't it? Like you can change the game with that.
That's if you've got that many defenders or midfielders on your bench.
I think the thing that we may see is this may actually be potentially Liverpool's downfall, because if you think about it, for the majority, no, hear me out. Yeah, I know you're looking at me funny there, Phil. Hear me out. Is that the majority of the time the damage was already done by the time you ended up having to bring substitutions on, by the few niggly injuries. However, from what we saw from from what I saw from the Everton game,
game's over, mate.
Is he off? He's going off.
Zaha's going off.
Now, see, I feel like I've got a special connection to Zaha, and I always feel like I have, because we're exactly the same age to the day in the year.
Oh, wow.
He's earned a lot more than I have in that time, but I feel like my beard is better than his, so.
I think Louis Zaha is probably Palace's best player.
Louis Zaha?
Wilfred.
I think he said Louis. I'm sure he said Louis Zaha.
That's
So
not
Lewis
bad.
Hart hadn't played in years.
No, it's Wilfred.
It's.
Oh, Wilf.
I do make you right though, Mike. I think you're correct there. I think it's one of those. If Liverpool hadn't been so far ahead as well before the break, and it had been say 5 points in it now, I reckon you would bottle it.
Oh,
I don't feel you've got the same squad depth as Man City has.
Oh, that's either a good or a bad. They've either conceded or scored.
no,
Come on, Palace! Come on, Palace!
Robert Firmino.
Oh.
Boom.
What are you on
Liverpool
about?
scored.
Have they? No, they haven't.
No, we didn't score, but we came close.
Oh,
He's celebrating shots on target. He's a Liverpool fan.
We could get shots on target, Ian.
Mate, you got to have shots to get them on target.
Yeah. No, in total honesty, I do think that the derby was just an ease yourself back into it game. I mean, we still got 9 games left. At that point, you think, what's the point of going hammer and tong?
I'd rather.
When we got such a cushion.
I'd rather lose go hammer and tong and lose 1-0 than have a 0-0 draw in a derby.
But if you lose 3 or 4 players, key players, in the process, is it worth it?
Well, you said yourself, you're so far ahead. Does it matter? I'd rather go out and win 10-0 every game.
This is coming back to my point I was trying to say about the. This could be make or break for you because I don't think your bench. I'm not saying it's weak by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just merely saying that I think your bench lacks a lot more quality than what your first 11 do.
Oh, definitely.
It's better than what it used to be. Go back to
Absolutely
2 seasons ago. It's a lot better.
Your first team's a lot better than 2 seasons ago. I think the players who have stayed in it have definitely matured.
Yeah.
I mean, Henderson is a prime example of that. He's got better year on year. Oh, Chiarte looks like he's limping a bit. He was a quality player. I don't know why we got rid of him. Julie Powell, I said bye. All right, see you later.
Goodbye.
Thanks for
She's
watching.
gone, you can't hear us.
She didn't say hello. She said bye. Like, hello, bye. No.
You can't say hi if we don't know you're there.
Yeah, I think some people, I mean, what we'll put this up as is a match companion / sort of podcast for just getting back into football.
Let's talk all about football.
Yeah, we're back as well as football's back. What we're not doing is live streaming the game. This is your alternative to being pumped full of fake crowd noise. Is just having us talking nonsense for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So
it's better than a ooh.
Yeah, I mean, we can do that
10
if you like.
seconds after something.
For like
I liked it on
90
Sunday,
minutes.
literally. The ball went across the face of the goal and he suddenly went, yeah, oh. And then no one scored.
That was about 3 minutes after that play had finished.
The thing is you think they'd have someone mixing the sound in the stadium, wouldn't you? And having like properly like you know, like the lower leagues where the goalkeeper takes goal kick and she's like, "Oh shit!" Ah. I'm surprised that hasn't been a thing.
I think it's something to do with the fact that the TV station, I don't reckon, condone swearing or anything like that.
But how do they? There's been a lot of it when you watch it without the sound.
This is true.
You can hear
This
it.
is true. Do you know what? That really does surprise me that they do give you the both options where you can listen to either.
I prefer it without.
Really?
Yeah.
I prefer it with.
No, I prefer
I don't
that.
at all. I prefer that. It's so bad with it.
You can actually hear what they're saying, and you can hear the shouts on the bench. You can hear shouts from other players. My
You
favourite.
hear the manager going, "Go on, get him in, do him again, do him again."
My favourite so far is get to the fucking ball, and then saying, "Are you fucking blind? Get to the fucking ball." That was my favourite by far.
I was listening to TalkSport the other day. It was either yesterday or today, and they were essentially talking about the crowd noise and stuff.
Yep.
And Adrian Durham, he goes, I literally, you could hear Mikel Arteta absolutely spitting blood at the players.
Oh, I bet.
And I'd wish that I watched the game where you can hear the stuff that's going on. But I think for me, it's more of a comfort thing. Is that I know that they're not playing with the crowd.
As long as you're comfortable, Mike, it's all okay.
Yeah.
But I suppose that
Is it like you're playing FIFA, but
yeah,
you're not
damn
playing
right.
FIFA?
Oh, I don't play FIFA.
Yeah, no, not this year's. If we're playing this year's FIFA, just turn the system off. We're not playing it anymore.
Shout out to Dan Philpott for winning the last FIFA Day trophy.
Yeah, well done, sir. Hats off.
I think I took it very well. Didn't break a laptop.
Mate, I would have won it if you hadn't done me on the last game and pulled those 2 goals back at the last sniff. I would have done it. Pressure got to me.
Yeah.
that and the game was trash.
Oh, the game was awful.
I went to CEX to trade it.
Did you? I've still got mine.
And they said I could owe them I could owe them 50p in store credit, or I could owe them £1 in cash. So I just kept it.
I'm so glad I didn't even attempt to buy it.
It had potential. It had so much potential.
When it first came out, I was absolutely thrilled with it.
They made so many changes, didn't they?
Yeah, it was brilliant when it first came out, and then obviously a lot of people complained about how the passing was different, how the player movement was different, and then they went back to FIFA 19, but worse.
Yeah.
It was like FIFA 96 shooting with FIFA 19.
94.
You only seem to be able to score if you full power it from like just outside the box.
Ooh, we've got a free kick, dangerous position. Who's
And that
going
was
to
the
take
thing,
it?
I've seen so many videos. I know this has turned into a bit of a FIFA ripping, but I've seen so many videos of where people have shown, where you can go into the instant replay.
Yep.
You can see the direction you're shooting, the power bar, and all that sort of stuff. And there was one guy, or in fact, the majority of them, you can see the ball aiming right at the goal, and they've got a substantial amount of power on it, but not enough to like send it into row Z or whatever. And it's like,
Oh!
Let me guess. Trent
Brilliant.
Alexander-Arnold hit it after 18 players were stood around it.
Yes.
It made me laugh when Henderson the other day was doing it, and he was like, "Well, I'm going to hit this," and no one believed him.
Yeah, no one did.
It's like, why even bother?
This is superb.
Do you know what that reminds me of? Dimitri Payet on a bad day. Weren't half as good as Payet.
Has Mike even seen it yet?
No. Phil, yours is pulling ahead, because me and you were only like 5 seconds difference at the start.
I'm on 23:04 now.
Yeah, you've pulled about 25 seconds ahead of me somehow.
I'm 22, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Are they still standing around the ball, Mike?
No, I must be about to hit it.
There you go, Trent Alexander-Arnold, first goal in. Oh, halfway there, chaps. Halfway there.
Halfway to
no,
what?
A drink break. To my prediction.
What was your prediction? 2-1 Liverpool?
2-0.
Oh, 2-0.
You were 2-1.
Now,
that was a fairly average free kick.
Trying to be all.
the trouble is you don't trust the youngsters, do you? You don't want to put an 18-year-old right back in every game because he can't do it.
No,
He's not mature enough.
No, I don't rate that goal.
It's not as good as Payet's.
Have you scored a goal yet, Mike? Oh, you have.
Yeah. Shut your face. Stick up your bum.
We scored a goal. Suchek scored a goal last night.
Yeah.
I love how he's like.
Yeah, I did see that.
I don't know if you even scored a goal yet.
This is
the first goal you've scored, mate.
The one geezer's there. He don't even want to watch. He's on his phone. He's probably watching us, going, "I can't stand this crowd noise."
It's good they've got the stadium announcers there doing their bit. They must get a nice view.
You get a nice view.
I do, of you boys. Shame you're wearing an Arsenal shirt.
Who's turned up their commentary volume? Turn it off.
Not me.
Someone has.
My volume's on mute.
Mine's in my ear.
Has Hannah got the TV on?
Yeah, she's got the TV.
Oh, that might be what it is. You'll be fine then. That's fine.
She's watching Bake Off. There's stand up to cancer.
We've got a little bit of Bake Off in the background as well. That's fine.
I definitely haven't because I was waiting.
No, I did. I heard a little snippet of it and I was like, oh. What we don't want to do is get the stream muted or the podcast stream muted because of it.
Don't worry, it's not football. It's somebody watching some free-to-air TV about cooking or baking.
So
of some sort.
Bournemouth have just lost again, haven't they?
Yeah, they're in trouble, but they are keeping you in the league, Ian.
Yes, and Aston Villa got a point against Newcastle, which is not ideal for us. I think we're getting relegated. I think it's going to be Norwich, Bournemouth, and us that go down.
Is your running that bad?
We've got to play Aston Villa, Norwich, Burnley. I think Chelsea's our next game. But just within that, I can't see us picking up points. We've been awful so far since the comeback, so I can't see us picking up any more points.
Last night, I thought you did play quite well for a lot of the game. I think after that first goal,
that's right.
It was a bit unlucky. It dropped heads a little bit.
We don't contest crosses. If any team wants to beat West Ham, all they need to do is run down the wing, put a cross in, because the defenders don't jump for them.
Yeah, I think you got beaten on your. They were coming on the left all the time and beating you on your right.
I think Tottenham were poor last night, considering.
Oh yeah, they've been poor for a really long time.
Considering the amount of players they had back, they were poor.
Yeah, I thought Harry Kane was quite poor. The amount of chances he had that he should just buried them, 2 or 3 at least.
Yes, please.
And then
I just realised that we've had the points above us the whole time, but they're the wrong points. So don't.
I was just going to say I can actually give you those points. Totals.
Well, I've just changed them back, so we haven't got points anymore. So ignore the point because they will update it next time.
Just in case anyone is interested,
I'm interested.
I'm currently winning.
Just
with 46.5 points. Phil, you are on 43 points.
So close.
I thought you said Hannah was watching Bake Off.
She's under the table.
And Ian, you are on 40 points. And that was up until yesterday's games. That hasn't. That doesn't include this week's or this predictions.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Fuming after that.
Oh, hit the post.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, guys. You've ruined it for me again.
Well, it's not our fault you're slow.
Well, your internet connection is so prehistoric.
Yeah.
I bet it's doing all right for keeping up with you boys.
Yeah, considering you live in the woods.
Yeah. In the Garden of England.
You've heard of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Mike was the inspiration for that story.
I was.
It was Goldilocks. Once upon a time.
Hairs.
Where have the 3 hairs gone then, Mike?
That's what I said. That's all I got left. And
no one said. No one said they was on his head.
I'll tell you what. I'm sweating a good in here. I can't even have the fan on because it'll just. Hang on. Let me try it.
Why don't you put a noise gate on?
Is that coming through?
No.
Ian, is that coming through?
A little bit, but not any more than the telly. I'm going to get him in trouble now. How brave how brave is the new father Phil? Not very. There's a thin line between bravery and stupidity, and he doesn't want to find out where that line is.
There's no point. The baby's sleeping on her, so it's absolutely fine. They look comfortable, so they're not going anywhere. Just saying how beautiful you look and how peaceful you both are. We'll get some points somewhere.
You've seen it. We've all seen Tiger King and that woman getting her arm bitten off.
Oh yeah, that was.
Phil's poking a tiger with a stick there. Comments like that. Just get a frying pan to the head, just knock him out of frame.
And the funny thing is that we won't even have to edit it out because it's live.
Say if it
live assaulting.
If it does happen, someone clip it, please, so we can play it over and over again.
Go on, shoot! Oh, I just lost control.
So how do you see this team being improved with substitutes then, Phil? Because you've got a fairly strong team on now. So
we've got probably the strongest 11. Maybe Gomez and
Gomez is already on.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Change them up. So Gomez off, bring on Matip.
Oh, okay.
And we'll see how Gini is. Gini Wijnaldum can be. He can have his good days and he can have his bad days. He can be either really, really quiet or have a massive influence in the game from midfield. So we'll see what we can do. But then we've got people we can bring on, like Oxlade. I think if you put him in the middle rather than out wide, he makes more of an impact on the game. So swap him over.
What happens to Naby Keita?
On the bench.
He's on the bench. He did amazing last week on Sunday. I think he was really strong to come back and.
Is that just a fitness thing, do you reckon, then?
I think it's maybe that he's the second choice behind Gini. And because Gini was probably not up to 100% and ready for the game, that's why he was on the bench and Naby was put in front of him.
I mean, didn't you get him on a free, but then you was trying to... Or no, you didn't. You paid a lot for him, didn't you?
We paid 55 million for him.
And then you was trying to up it to... but you was trying to up it to 70, wasn't you, for getting him in that winter transfer?
A year earlier.
Yeah. But like, for someone you've paid 55 million quid for, was that a mistake, or is it just a case of we overpaid?
We might have slightly overpaid a bit. I do think that. I think he was... When he came in, he's taken a while to get us into the team and make a stamp. And even then, he's had flashes of brilliance, but hasn't set the world on fire.
Yeah.
He really hasn't.
Sounds like someone I know.
Go on.
Nicolas Pepe.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, he has got with goals. No, I don't think it is.
Are Arsenal playing to his advantages and the way he likes to?
Mate, we're not playing to anyone's advantages apart from the opposition.
I liked it. After you'd lost that second game, Mike, at the 19 games that had been played between the Premier League and the Championship, there was only 3 home... Oh, was it 3 home losses? Yeah, 3 home losses, and Arsenal were 2 of them.
No, we weren't even playing at home.
Was you not? I can't remember. There was some sort of weird statistic.
Your away is...
Oh no, 3 away losses. Because the away teams have all been winning.
We have played away, and we've got away again tomorrow, and then away again on Saturday.
Do we play you before the end of the season?
Even Everton are ahead of Arsenal at this stage.
Just before we went into lockdown. That was our last
of course
last game. We beat 1-0.
Yeah. Well, if we played you now, I reckon it would have been, 4 own goals each.
You guys, you were going on a decent run before lockdown, weren't you?
No.
Unbeaten in, 9?
Who are you talking to here?
Arsenal.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's doing better. I think the break hurt you. I mean, it hasn't done anything for us. We've now not won in 11.
So here we go. We've got Southampton away, Sheffield United away, Norwich at home, Wolves away. That's another loss. Leicester at home, Spurs away, Liverpool at home. And I'm hoping the league's already wrapped up by then, because you might even play Adrian in goal, which will give us a chance. And then Watford at home is our last game of the season. Oh, mate, the Liverpool game's the day before my birthday.
What a lovely birthday present.
That will be if you
get a spanking.
It will be when you lose 7-0.
So what's happening then, Mike? Are you happy with the announcement that David Luiz has signed for another year?
Thrilled.
I think that's the case though. He's not confident that he's going to be given money. So he's got to keep what he's... Well, what's David Luiz on? 100k a week?
Oh, sorry. Mikel Arteta.
Yeah, sorry.
About David Luiz.
No.
He's definitely getting paid.
Yeah, no, he doesn't play for Southend. He's definitely getting paid.
Paid a lot of money as well.
Quite possibly. I mean, I don't...
Would you rather have him?
What the situation is with regards to the transfer budget, because from listening to Arteta's press conference yesterday, he made it kind of very clear in terms of It's very much dependent on how we finish. Our league position will obviously depend on how much money is available. There's obviously other factors, whether we get into Europe, all that sort of stuff. So that's going to be, well, you don't know, because we don't know how we're going to get on A, in the FA Cup, and B, the
But also, if Man City's ban is upheld, that gives another Champions League place, which gives another Europa League place further down. So then 8th is all you've got to finish. So,
did you not see Cahill's handball in that?
Not yet.
His arm puts his arm up to his face.
Come back to me in a minute.
It's nowhere. In fairness, right? The VAR, right? I will say, VAR, since we've been back, or the game yesterday against West Ham Tottenham, was actually the only good thing about the officiating.
Yes.
Oh,
I know people.
No.
Yeah, that's a handball. In fact, no, that's too close. Too close to give.
But he puts his arm in front of his face.
Yeah, but would you rather take one in the face or?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We know. Well, that's because we know all about you. Phil. You'd rather take one in the face. It's.
No, if you move your arm up, then that's handball.
That's just
your arm in way.
Yeah, I don't think it was intentionally done to control the ball.
No.
I think
if you've got someone lumping a ball at you from a less than a foot away, you're going to put your arm up.
Yeah.
Let's try that. That's the next football video that we do. We'll try putting a ball.
No, because I don't need any more
from a yard.
I don't need any more concussions, thank you.
No, I just said it Phil's face.
Oh yeah, that's fine. We can do that.
Then you take swings at it. See how many times he puts his arm up.
Shall I put the whole day out just so you can get one in?
Yeah, we might have to. And if we don't press record the first time, we get away with doing it a few times.
Yes. I forgot again.
The cameras are
Phil's just laying on the floor like
convulsing.
He's already dead.
He's up.
He's moving.
That geezer would come over with his mallet in his pocket again.
Oh my god! Yeah, that was pretty scary.
Whenever we're recording videos or we're just out generally for a day out, Mike will attract the weirdo. I'm being put off.
I can't help
funny.
it. It was an Arsenal fan. But he's talking about protecting his dog or something, and if he finds the person that comes over there
with a mallet.
My god, was it a mallet? I thought it was like an ice pick or something.
I don't know. It was something he shouldn't have been carrying around a field.
Yeah.
But it's the sort of thing that usually you'd go, oh, you're right, and avoid them. Mike goes up and goes, hello, do you want to chat?
I'm too nice for me own good something.
You are.
Then he pulls the weapon on me. I'm like, oh!
He's like, oh yeah, I'm just carrying this round.
That's what it was. It was a steak pulverizer thing. Steak mallet.
Yes, it was. It was a tenderizer, metal tenderizer.
That was it, yeah.
Oh, that's going to cause some damage.
Do you like my tenderizer, young man? So is that what you call it? Get away from me. Hashtag me too.
He did it.
You're feeling a little bit tender that day.
I'll tenderise you.
So what if he did?
Well, mate, whatever makes you happy is. That's what
being bludgeoned to death.
Well, some people are into that.
Good for them. I'm not saying I'm against it.
I've got to say, apart from that average free kick, which I think the keeper should have done better.
Free kick.
But it wasn't top bins, was it? It was middle left of the goal.
Yeah.
The keeper should have done better to get over to that though. Apart from that, there's not been much really in terms of. I mean, Liverpool have had a few shots, but there's not been anything you'd go, oh, this is a really exciting game. It's been Palace have got.
Is that because the crowd? I mean, Henderson's hit the post. Junior's come close. Firmino's come close.
Yeah, but
a few shots.
Yeah,
you can't say.
Go on, mate. Oh.
You can't say Firmino come close when all he did was hit it on target.
Yeah.
It was an easy save for the keeper.
Yeah, it was at the keeper.
There's no one we distracted.
It's one of those that Palace seem to be getting the ball, getting just into Liverpool's half, giving it away.
Yeah.
It's like unnecessarily. Oh,
you seen it?
Yeah, that's a goal. Oh, no, it's not.
No, he misses it.
But I've seen. I feel like in all the games I've watched since it's been back, there's been a lack of composure from everybody. Like usually when the crowd's there and they're on them, and even if the home crowd is really jeering the team, they seem to control the ball, wait, look up and pass, or those quick 1-2s. But now it just seems to be no one's able to kick a football to someone wearing the same colour shirt as them.
There has been some wayward passes, I have to say, in the games I've seen. And you think,
And this is what I was saying earlier about the match sharpness and stuff. About how quickly is it going to take for teams to get into it?
I'm taking a drink, Mike.
Is it worth to have a live poll on this? What does our audience think? Is it going to be a case of 2-3 games, or is it more like 5 games to get that sharpness back?
We think how many games you play in pre-season? Somewhere between 7 and 9, maybe.
Yeah.
If you're in the Europa League, you'd play less because you're playing games from now.
Oh, Crystal Palace had a shot.
But 11 attempts, you've only scored 1 goal. That's poor. You had 11 shots, 2 on target. That's horrendous.
Who's that, me?
No, Liverpool in this game.
Yeah.
So Palace have now had 2, none on target, and Liverpool have had 11 shots but only 2 on target.
Yeah.
Just as a return, that's awful. So
you should at least have 9 out on target of them.
Yeah.
No, 9.
9.
I think 9's a little bit ambitious.
But on target, not necessarily saying they're good chances, but they should be going towards the goal.
Sorry, I suppose. I would think more of a
stupid throw.
A third would be a realistic, or it should be a realistic return.
Minimum, yeah.
Minimum, yeah.
Ideally, obviously, you'd want more, but so I don't know how Palace are going to come out of this other than just a quick counter attack over the top.
Well, they've got hope for, isn't it?
Which could be difficult now as
well. See, Van Dijk, the best defender ever according to Liverpool, but just takes out Andros Townsend. It's a horrendous tackle. It's just horrendous.
But Richarlison's dribbled past him, so
do you know who I'd like to have seen him come up against? The season that he's just pushed another player over as well. The season that Chelsea won the Premier League with who is it, Conte, when they had Diego Costa and he was on everyone. I would like to see Diego Costa versus Van Dijk.
Haven't we seen that though in Atletico?
Yeah, but he wasn't the same player that season, particularly for Chelsea. He was the best.
He was a bit of a bully for that season, wasn't he?
Yeah, but
that was the 17 season because that was the year we beat him in the cup.
Yeah, but he played that role really well, and I think he would have been all over.
Go on.
Van Dijk.
Oh, yes, good old Mo.
Not seen it yet.
Great little goal.
Phil is behind. Oh, no, he's ahead.
Great little goal.
What? You're still in your own half, passing it back and forwards between your defenders.
And then suddenly, bam! It happens.
See again, poor.
Bad defence on that. I just blast past him.
Van Aylot, I feel mistimed that completely, and the keeper was poor.
Yeah.
Who's in goal for Palace today? Is it Gator or is it Hennessy?
Hennessy.
That's why.
He went the wrong way. Hennessy really gambled and went the wrong way. Van Aanholt jumped and completely missed it.
He's their cup keeper.
Well, I think it's fair to say I'm not going to get any points in today's game, boys.
No, I'm still in for. I'm definitely going to get 1, but will I get 3?
Yeah.
I feel Phil's only getting
3 points.
Phil's only going to get 1.
Yeah, it's going to be more than 2.
It's going to be more than 2. I've seen nothing from Palace that leads me to believe 1, they will not concede more, and 2, potentially even score.
Depends on what happens on errors, isn't it? I think the games that I've seen, it's who's making the less errors in the game than actually creating them.
I think you might get another one before half time. To be fair.
And then in 3 minutes that we potentially got. Have you seen the goal yet, Mike?
Henderson's not been.
Yeah, it was a good goal.
Henderson's not been the same player, I don't think. He's
It's 100th goal of the season.
But you still can't win it today, can you?
No.
It leaves you what, 2 points? You need to get 2 points?
If City drop points on
Against Chelsea.
Thursday, then we win it.
I think you'll beat their goals, but I don't know whether you'll get the 100.
With 100 points?
I don't think you'll beat it. And the reason I say that is I think once you've won it, I think he's going to start bringing through some of those younger players just to see how they.
The ones we had in the FA Cup who actually didn't play too well.
Yeah, but just to see how they cope, because there's no pressure once you've won it. And then he can look at actually what's realistic for next season and what do I need, where do we need to improve on from out like in the transfer market.
Yeah, because we're going to have to replace some of our bench because Lallana's going, is Shaqiri going to go as well? Could you say we need another defender? Definitely.
I think Lovren.
As a backup, even if you haven't got Matip, but need to get rid of Lovren.
I think Matip's solid.
Liability. Lovren should have gone 2 seasons ago. Easily.
But I feel Lovren should be more of a defensive midfielder rather than a defender. Partly because he loves to tackle, but he's got a fair bit of pace on him. But
he's got a bit of pace, but he just goes in too rash all the time. He just jumps into it, and rather than taking his time, taking a step back, he just gets beaten every time. Yeah,
but would you not rather him putting that tackle in the midfield, and if he does muck it up and miss it, you've then got 4 players in defence, or 2, as it would be 2 players in defence behind him.
Yeah, you'd rather have that, but then you'd rather not have that anyway. You'd rather have a player who didn't do that in midfield, like Fabinho. He's been, I thought on Sunday, he was incredible in the first half. He actually dictated the whole game.
Didn't he play right back for Monaco the season before you bought him? And he played a couple of games in the centre of defence midfield, but I'm sure he played right back more than he played in midfield.
We're at half time now on mine. Half time whistle. I don't even give her extra time.
I've got 2 questions for you boys then to fill out half time.
Okay.
The first being a more simple one. Where will Declan Rice be playing his football next season when West Ham get relegated? And the second, do you think the clubs that furloughed players and staff should be allowed to spend money in the transfer market? Because if they haven't got enough money to prop up their staff and the people around the club for a couple of months, then how are they allowed to go and then spend 50-60 million pounds in the transfer market?
Well, for that second point,
yes.
Again, I think that could potentially be down to prize money for where they finish in the league, because obviously they'll get a payout depending on their league position. I think, they'll get a payout depending on their league position. So that could be a way of funding any transfers. You then have the sale of any potential players, which could inflate your transfer budget. But I do agree that for the likes of a professional club, there should be some sort of repercussions for that. I.e., either having to pay back any borrowed funds that was taken out by the government in order to fund these people's wages before they can then do any sort of transfer activity. But yeah, I think it's a difficult one, because I think obviously they are going to, or they were looking for ways in which these people could be paid their wages with minimal impact on the football club, because they're not getting their standard revenue from matchday tickets, shirt sales, program sales, etc., etc. So, or at the end of the day, our football club is a business. The businesses were told they had the option to
claim off the government.
The option of furlough or not.
But if your club is that reliant on match day programme sales and stuff to pay staff, then surely you should be failing financial fair play.
And the sponsorships and who your owner is, I think, at the moment.
The amount of
a lot, and especially for the championship, there's a lot of owners who just literally write those checks for 50, 60 odd £1 million.
Yeah, but you think if that's how close it is that you're going to have to close the doors of the club, then I mean financial fair play is designed to keep the clubs that are at the top and keep the clubs at the bottom at the bottom. That's how it's designed and written. But if that was done fairly and you was to say, right, you've had to claim money to keep the doors open, then you shouldn't be allowed to spend because, this is only my view, because you can't keep the doors open. So you need to make it sustainable first. So if something like this does ever happen again, I mean, yes, it's unprecedented in our lifetime, but it has happened in the past several times. So at some point in the future, I'm sure it will happen again. But surely you should be geared up knowing that if you need to shut down for 6 months, you would be able to survive. If you're paying people ridiculous wages, as at Ozil, who is not playing, then yes, maybe you need to be looked at as to what you're doing with your club.
And Ian, I would, in my answer to your question, I would, because there is definitely those are different revenue incomes for the each team, and if your team's net back playing, so the Championship, Premier League, you're back playing. The Championship, you've got any teams on furlough, they should stop straight away as soon as you're playing again. The rest of the league, when we press restart for the next season begins, then do it. When the transfer window opens again, that's when it has to end. Because ideally, if you're going to start buying players, everything else, the season's restarted, you're going to have new income coming through from new shirt sales, new season tickets being purchased, potential new advertisements. You've got your previous year's position payout. You're going to have that income coming back and season starts again. So really, they should all come off at that point. And really, if you haven't, then put a transfer ban on, because if you can't afford to pay your staff, then how can you afford to pay and buy a new player?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ, I think that's the most intellectual conversation that we've had, A, on this podcast, and B, on our channel.
Yeah, well, but it is that's the big thing in football at the minute, isn't it? I mean, West Ham, I'm pleased to say, have got a new sleeve sponsorship. Who gave me some nice tickets of a competition I won in Scope Markets. They're not sponsoring us. They haven't paid me to say that, but they were really good seats, and I
treat you well.
Yeah, well, they were nice seats. I'm just glad they did it. So, and they're now sponsoring the club. I had another fault there, but it's gone. So, not that it matters.
Declan Rice.
No,
it's Declan Rice.
Back to my fault. Hang on.
West Ham.
Back to my fault. I'm surprised no one's released a new shirt for just this end part of the season.
Oh, we can't for legal reasons. New Balance.
Yeah, but like with the same sponsorships and everything else, but just a new kit design just for the last 10 games, or it is.
That's a lot of money going into market research and all that sort of stuff.
But how many people would buy it? Because if it's a one-off shirt, it's never going to be sold again. It's just an off-the-cuff.
And in this market, at the moment, no one's going to.
People would
sell that many of them.
Whoa, Jesus!
My lighting's getting bad.
Good point. Do you know what? Actually, from someone that loves the shirt, I'd probably say I would.
Yeah.
Looking at my shirt collection, that's still continually growing. I definitely probably would.
Especially,
I say.
And knowing clubs, the way they would do it is to say, here's a new shirt, thanks very much, we're going to donate 50% of the profit to the NHS or to this charity.
Or if you're a Premier League club, the whole 100%.
Yeah, no, but they wouldn't do that, would they?
Bearing in mind, it's the kit supplier that essentially making the money. It's not the club, or a percentage will go to the club.
Yeah,
the majority will go to the kit supplier.
Yeah, but say 50% of whatever the profit is made, then I can
Oh
see
yeah, you
lots
could
of
do it
people
on
buying.
profits.
You think about you say about not in this economy, but the old geezer who walked 100 laps of his thing, who's now a sir, who raised like over 100 million quid.
Sir Tom.
There's money floating about. People have got money. There's a lot of people who've claimed the furlough
still
and
getting
gone,
paid.
oh, I haven't actually done any tax returns properly, so now I'm living on nothing. So, ran over. Declan Rice, go on, what was you saying?
I was going to say that he will play in the Championship next year if West Ham are in the Championship. I think he'll stay. I don't see him moving. I think he's quite passionate about your club.
Yes. Yes, he's very passionate about a club, and I don't think he'd want to move. I don't think he would. He should be made to stay, though.
Money talks.
Out of all the players this year, he has been our best player. He's second in the league stats for interceptions. His tackles per game is right up there. And you think, I can see him being at a Liverpool, a Manchester City, that side of things. I think Fernandinho's aging out. He can play in defence, so he's got that versatility as well as being a fantastic holding midfielder. And he's an English player, so he counts towards registered players.
The thing is, would a big club come and buy him?
Yeah.
Man City have got Phil Foden coming through,
But he's different
and
position.
they've just bought Rodri for that to replace Fernandinho, however you say his name.
But if
Fernandinho,
it's like me and Aubameyang, isn't it?
But you can say it.
I can say it now.
After some practice.
But
then who's going to do that? You've got Grealish and Maddison
But they're all
who are
attacking.
attracting the attention of the main clubs.
They're all attacking. He's a defensive midfielder and defender. I think how many times has Fernandinho played in defence?
A lot this year.
And I think Declan Rice is a better defender than he is. It's just a case of how much is acceptable. I think if we get relegated, Golden Sullivan will go, right, we're cashing in on our loans to the club, which will then mean any player sales won't get pumped back in, which is why I think we'll end up like Sunderland, just getting relegated. Yeah, because I think they will say, we want 300 million for the club. We're going to take all this money out. You've got no players, you've got no stadium, you've got no assets apart from a really bad training ground, which probably isn't worth the money in development that it's like the land it's sitting on. So I just see them going, right, we'll get rid of Declan Rice. There's 80 million. We'll get rid of Diop. Tottenham want him for 50. We'll get rid of Fornals. I'm sure Arsenal would probably have him. It fits that sort of aesthetic. Haller will go somewhere else. Felipe Anderson will go. Not that he's done much this season. And then you're left with what? The bare bones of. Well, exactly. You're left with bare bones players that are injured a lot and on high money. Bring back Andy Carroll. He'd be on a free.
But sorry, I think I've completely zoned out just then. Did you say who's your keeper? Your Flappy McFlapperson?
Oh, no, I didn't say his name, and I'm not going to. I know your game.
What's my game?
Fabulous Ansky, that's what I call him.
No, not him.
The other one.
Not him.
Oh, no, he's gone. He's gone.
Oh, he's actually gone.
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh,
he went to some Spanish club for nothing.
Oh, okay, good.
Hey.
I think
it was terrible.
Well, that's a lie. I think there was an administration fee of £2.50.
Well, you had to pay.
Yeah, and we'll pay it. No, actually,
we'll cover that and the fax costs.
Roberto, that's who you're on about, isn't he?
Ticket as well.
Yeah, he's definitely gone. I don't know if he's on loan with a view to buy or whether it's a permanent
You should have
deal.
done it obligation to buy.
I don't think you. That's a
Plays
horrible
10 games. He's yours.
horrible obligation to make someone have, isn't it?
No, it's the way you pitch it. You just got to be a good salesman. So,
Mate, there's
our keeper, Stumpy Joe Roberto.
There's no one that's that good a salesman.
There are people out there.
Like if you were selling it to a blind deaf mute that had no interest in football, but just really wanted to own a goalkeeper, I don't think they'd buy him. I'd go, no, he's not a keeper though, is he? He's
Man
never
United
caught
did
anything.
buy, Alexis
There
Sanchez.
is one thing you could say: he's never going to catch COVID. It's
Yes.
never going to happen. He's safe. He's doing what he likes when he likes.
Can't catch anything.
Oh, bless him. Good luck to you, Stumpy Joe.
Stumpy Joe. Do you
You
remember
brought us
when?
many weeks of enjoyment whilst you were in goal.
Well, I'm glad.
Apart from Ian.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Apart from Ian.
Between that and VAR, I thought I was going to have a brain aneurysm.
Boom.
So, substitutes at half time. I think Palace has got to change it. Max Meyer's
Have
already
they
come
got
on.
anyone they can bring on?
Milivojevic, I think, will come on for Chiarte. If he doesn't come on now, he'll come on at some point in the second half.
Look at that. Hanning over
I
Liverpool.
think that Mo Salah needs to go off. He's rubbish.
You know what? I really think he's overrated.
He.
Would
Yes.
you not? Would you not have him in your team?
No.
If
No.
they said, "Mo, come play," and he says, "Yes, I'll play for your team," would you kick him out?
No.
The thing is, he's only done so well because he's got Mane and Firmino, who are unselfish. He's also got Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold putting in
Some great balls.
hatfuls of balls a game.
If I had to pick between Mane and Salah, I
Mane
would
every
pick
day.
Mane.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mane, yeah, definitely.
If you had to
I mean,
pick,
if Salah went this season, and he went to like Real Madrid or Barcelona, then fine. We'll just bring in someone else to replace him.
Who?
Mane is irreplaceable.
who would you bring in? I think you'd. Who's a geezer on loan for you at Bournemouth? Winger.
Oh no, Harry Wilson.
Harry Wilson.
No, I don't think he's the same there. Harry Wilson's good, but he's more of a central midfielder, free kick specialist. He's more like your Ox type player.
Not being funny though. With the amount of balls put in, I'd sign for him and score 20 goals a season.
Do you know something?
Take money and buy Jordan Sancho.
Talking about transfers and all this sort of stuff, I did see, and I was actually quite surprised, but it's been on the cards for a while about Ryan Fraser from Bournemouth, where
Yes.
Eddie Howe's come out and said to him he won't play for the club again. I'll be interested to see where he goes next year.
Well, he was linked with you, wasn't he, for a long time? But
Been linked with us as well, apparently.
I can't see him playing for you though. He's a left winger.
No, I can only see him in. Oh, that's a bad defence.
See, I wouldn't be surprised if we go in for him
Hey, Sacco.
because he's on a free transfer, and also we've got the likes of Aubameyang potentially off, who plays out on the left wing. We've also got what's his name? Martinelli's now out for months because of a knee injury he's picked up.
Saka doesn't want to sign a new contract by the sounds of it.
That's crazy.
To be, I don't blame him. I've got to be honest.
Is that
I
because
don't
your
blame him.
league position? That
Potentially.
Champions League or even Europe is going to be difficult now for you. I mean, Everton have just got ahead of you in the league.
Yeah, but
Obviously you've got a game in hand.
surely as a young player, knowing that Aubameyang's leaving and Martinelli's out injured, you can go, right, I'll sign a 2-year deal because he's still under 20, isn't he? And say, look, I'll sign a 2-year deal on the basis you're not going to sign anyone in that position to replace me because we've got the squad depth there. Because if you're not in the Champions League, you're not in Europa League, you're not going to be attracting the quality of players that you would necessarily.
Yep.
So surely you'd go, right, within 2 years I can cement my place here and either get a big contract because I've played really well here or move on somewhere else that is playing Champions League football. That's the way I view it, but the way I would view it.
I would be interested to see where, if he didn't sign a contract, because I think he's got just over a year left, hasn't he? On his contract, so it'll be a year at the end of what would be the season.
Yeah.
So I would.
Pardon me.
The Arsenal board come out in a big speech. I think it was the beginning of this season. It's a good documentary. Laura Woods was the interviewee. Sorry, the interviewer.
Oh,
yeah.
And that she was asking about the club's policies and all that sort of stuff. And made promises about how the club's philosophy is changing. That if you don't want to sign a contract with us, then we're going to offload you. Well, we've already seen with the likes of Aubameyang. Granted, we're still trying to negotiate the deal down, so we're obviously not saying it's never going to happen, but there would be the view to sell that player because they don't want to commit their future to the club and they want to bring in people that want to play for the badge.
You're going to stop doing what you did with Aaron Ramsey and Jack Wilshere and let them go
losing
for free.
a lot of money.
But the thing that's annoyed me is that someone's come out and said to us that we won't, or we will make Aubameyang come play for the last leg of his, for the last year of his contract.
Yep.
And I can understand it from his perspective because he's too valuable to the club in terms of number of goals. But if you've got someone that doesn't want to play for the club, are they going to give it their all?
No. Well, you look at Payet's last 6 games. And out of its last 6 games.
Unfortunately, players have the power nowadays, which absolutely sucks. Like Fraser, we just say about Fraser. He didn't want to come back and play because he doesn't want to risk injury. He doesn't want to waste his big contract coming. He's got something lined up where he's not willing to commit to the company, to Bournemouth company, same sort of thing, to the club.
Yeah.
And you've got agents who are speaking in the players' ears all the time, going, right, we're going to get you X amount of money by leaving the club. Go here, do as I say, blah, blah, blah. And in some regards, they may well think it's for the players' own good. But a lot of the time, the agents are getting their own 10, 20 million out of it.
Especially if there's no kind of signing on fee or transfer fee.
Yeah, for seeing out the contracts.
Do you not think, though, that a lot of the issues surrounding agents and getting interfered would be taken away if players had to pay the agent fees rather than the clubs?
Yes.
Because you would have the good agents getting all the big players rather than the ones who says we can get you the most money. Yeah. Rather than in terms of, Marlon Harewood, I read a thing with him the other day. He's going into clubs speaking to their under 23s and some of the younger players about longevity and saving. And he owns a car dealership in Nottingham now, and he's saying to them, "Look, do you need a new car? We're going to finance it for you in this way, or if you've got a year left to run on your contract, we're not going to finance your car because are you going to be able to afford it after that point?" You need to look at now, because he's like, we can, instead of that, what we'll do is we can wrap your new car, fit it with a new interior, it's quarter of the cost, and it looks like a new car. And he's just trying, and you think there's not that, there doesn't seem to be any common sense in younger players or the support systems around teaching them that sort of thing. That's
because you got all the clubs coming out and promising, paying them bigger wages than what they would have been getting 10, 15 years ago. That I think is, in terms of wages, I think we've spoken about it before, kind of like in an early podcast, about how ludicrous the players' wages are. But when you look at kind of the sponsorship deals and TV rights and all that sort of stuff, where the clubs are getting these amounts coming through, it's unfortunately, you do have the need to spend that sort of money. And if you have got all these potential youngsters coming through that do have a little bit about them, unfortunately, if you don't pay it, someone else will.
Yeah. It's like Jeremy.
There's always another club with that money at the moment, isn't there?
Jeremy Ngaki, for us, he's played 5 games. He's now not signed a short-term contract extension, so he's off somewhere. And you think, you've had a good couple of breakout games, but look at Reece Oxford. That first game he came in, everyone was like, "Oh, who's this kid? No one's ever heard of him." But he pocketed Mesut Ozil, which was before he was putting in a shift. And now he's playing for Augsburg, I think, and he's not even getting in their first team. Rather than signing a contract and still being in that fold for the West Ham team.
There just seems to be a new way nowadays for youth players. They're not getting the opportunities in the top tier leagues, the Premier League. So if you're a youth in the Premier League teams, the way forward now is to go abroad for a few years and then come back to play in England once you've actually established yourself, which seems terrible to be fair, but it's good for English football because it gets our youth out there playing numerous different leagues.
Yeah.
And gaining some valuable experience which they can bring back into, say, play for the national team, or again when back in the Prem or Championship sides when they do come back. But it seems to be a changing model.
I think half of in my personal opinion, half of the squad that starts a game should be from the home nations. English, Irish, Scottish, Welsh. And 6 out of 11 players have got to be in your starting 11. Have got to be one of those nationalities. It pushes the agenda of youth development, not only for us but for the home nations. So when we do eventually be able to agree another Team GB for the Olympics, we'll walk it.
Got to win something, haven't we?
Exactly.
Well, the youth team's been winning. You guys, the youth team won the World Cup. Well, both of them did.
But then they don't get into the first team squads, though, do they?
No, where are they?
Well, I think the only one so far is Mason Greenwood.
Yeah, Foden's had a few appointments, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's played a few games. I think he will play more next season when David Silva's retired.
He's not starting every game, is he?
No. Although, did you see that the other day when they were playing Burnley?
What a banger!
4-0 up, and they 4-0 up, and they bring on De Bruyne and Laporte.
Yeah.
No, we're going for the win here.
It's insane.
Well, we'll see in a minute. I'm just watching.
I don't like the way he's ruining this game for me. It's like
I just like the fact he hasn't got 3 points.
It's like a review of the Man City game beginning of the season.
It was a good hit, but that was poor goalkeeping. You should have got to that. Hennessy will get subbed off, I reckon.
Yeah.
We must have another key.
There's lots of time.
Did I just see a bit of a 2-footer from Firmino there?
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, I missed that. I've been watching this replay of this wonderful goal. And he knows it.
That's a belter.
But where's the pressure on him? Milivojevic is usually the person there.
There's no pressure whatsoever.
Yeah.
All the time. It's like what happened in Man City when he scored a cracker from that sort of distance.
Yeah, but there was no pressure on Robertson there. There was no pressure on Fabinho there.
There's a guy at my work that looks a spitting image of Fabinho.
Oh, really?
Spitting image. Yeah.
He's quite a distinguishing looking bloke.
Yeah.
Oh, did anyone else see Martial smiling earlier? It was really disconcerting.
No, I didn't see it.
It was like something out of a horror movie. Well, you know, do you remember?
Is that taking a deflection going in?
You think? I don't know. What, Fabinho's?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it touched. Not enough to count as an own goal, anyway. Do you remember Adam's Family Values, where they go to summer camp?
Yes.
And she's against the fence and she starts smiling like that. That's what it reminded me of. And everyone's like, what the hell is going on? That's what it reminded me of. You think, no wonder you don't smile too much. It's understandable.
Brilliant. Right. Yeah, so you two boys get a point. Oh, is Phil frozen?
No, he's not. He's put himself on mute. He's obviously being told off.
Yeah, keep
I'm having a conversation with the wife.
Is that what you call it?
No, I'm not getting told off. I'm actually asking her to see if she's still awake.
Well, it's not now. You've asked her.
Good.
Talk about the fucking dog.
You're not a dog. Don't say that. I was saying you've been very nice.
Oh, someone fired.
And they.
That was Phil.
You should smell it. It's terrible.
That's horrible.
It gets smell-o-vision in. She's been a little roller.
You went smelling.
Oh my.
It should, in all honesty, it should be about 4 or 5.
Well, with 11
It
shots.
doesn't seem Palace are up for it. They're just standing off, aren't they?
No, 12 shots in the first half. Yeah, it should be. The fact that it's only 3-0. Palace, I think, have played better in the second half, attacking wise. Defensively, they've been a bit poor.
But it did after that third goal. They actually pushed ahead for about 3 seconds and then stopped. And now they're just sitting there and off.
But so at this point, you're 3-0 down. Would you not rather push tooth and nail to get a couple of goals and lose 5-2? Rather than sitting deep, you know? Because at what point now is a Palace fan watching? You're not pressing, you're not trying to attack the goal, you're just trying not to concede anymore. So surely every Palace fan has turned off.
This is what I was saying to Dan the other day when it was 1-1 about the Arsenal game against Brighton. Is that we should have been going shit or bust for the win. But once again, we kind of sat back. And the rest is history.
Playing for the draw. Can't do that nowadays. You can't just play for a draw.
I'd be quite happy if West Ham played for a draw.
I mean, players playing for a draw, but you never get the draw. You've got to play for the win, otherwise you could just end up getting slaughtered.
Oh yeah, but we do that anyway. I'd rather pick up a point in every other game we've got left this season than lose.
Yeah.
I think a point will put us up 40 points, so it'd be tight still, but I really thought the game against Tottenham was going to be the turning point for us. I think Tottenham then Chelsea.
I would have loved it if you'd have got something, not purely from a selfish, I'm an Arsenal fan, I don't like Spurs. I think it would have been great for you boys. That there's a part of me that's is kind of hoping, or my head is saying we're playing away tomorrow, we're gonna lose, but obviously deep down it's my team. I hope they win, and it was kind of like West Ham for me are a bit of a surrogate club because obviously family ties. I know a lot of people that support West Ham, so to see how poorly they're doing, it does upset me a little bit, just because I have got that little bit of affiliation with the club. So I did think
a historic club as well now, aren't they? They shouldn't be.
I think we're in a worse position now than we were when we was owned by the bloke who ran the Icelandic bank that crashed the world's financial things in the last recession. I think we're worse off now than we were then.
Wow.
And that's the scary thing.
Is it just a case of since then it's just been bad investment after bad investment?
We've bought, out of all the Premier League clubs put together, if you put everyone else together and then put us, we've bought more strikers than every Premier League club put together since Golden Sullivan have been in charge, and between them they've scored less than 50 goals.
that's bad.
Shocking.
It's just poor investment. It's them going, we want this player. All you're going to get this season is this player. We've had We've had some that potentially would have worked, like Diamante was quality. He got on well with the culture of the club. He reminded me of Di Canio in a way. He had that flair about him. They gave him a short-term deal, and then he said, "All right, I want a 30k a week," and they went, "Nah." So off he went, along with Barami, who's been playing in the Champions League since. Along with, who else was there? We had a fella called Ilan for a while. He was coming towards the end of his career, but I think he's been one of the most prolific ones that we've signed.
Do you know one player that did disappoint me, who I really thought was going to do well for you?
Did you say Benny McCarthy?
No. Old Chicharito, Javier Hernandez. Yeah. I thought he was going to really kick on for you guys.
A lot of people did, but when you look at his record from where he was previous to us, it wasn't good. Don't worry.
Is that because he's towards the end of his career and just
Jamie's telling me not to worry because Norwich are worse than Palace.
Worse?
Yeah, I agree with him. Norwich are a bit more exciting to watch, but I do think they're definitely worse than Palace.
Do you know what? I'm kind of dreading when we play Norwich, because I know exactly what's going to happen.
You're going to lose.
We're going to lose. It's going to be
Sorry.
the caption for that week's predictions or the podcast bit is going to be Pookie Party.
Easy. I think if he scores a hat trick against you, you should get Pookie Party tattooed on you.
Yes.
All right then, I will agree to that.
And we'll pay for it.
You've heard it live. If he gets a hat trick against us, I will get it tattooed on me.
It doesn't have to be massive. It just has to be on your forehead. No.
I didn't say that.
No.
I will get it tattooed on me.
Oh,
if
here
he scores
comes
a hat
the
trick.
Ox.
I'll do,
Oxlade's coming on.
I was going to say I'll do the same, but I'm pretty sure he probably will.
Yeah, we haven't come up with a forfeit yet for the season totals.
Oh, I don't know. No, we haven't. It's not over yet, though. It's not over yet.
And speaking of forfeits, I've got a shirt in my cupboard that needs to be, in my wardrobe, sorry, that needs to be get rid of.
Yeah.
It needs to no longer live here.
Well, then
We need to somehow come up with a competition to get rid of it.
Run a Twitter poll. We'll make a video for it.
Yeah, how's it going?
How's what
How
going?
is your Twitter poll going for this?
I don't know.
Is that what
Check
I'm
on
It's
it.
not a Twitter poll. It's a YouTube poll.
A YouTube poll. So what are the results?
I don't know. It's not over yet. I'll have a look later.
Is
I
that
don't even know if anyone's done it. I don't know how you find out, if I'm honest. It's not live streaming is on YouTube is a new thing for me.
yeah. Finding our feet.
I mean, I've live streamed on Twitch. I've live streamed on Facebook, YouTube. I've not live streamed on. So.
all very exciting.
Yeah, I feel like we should do it more often. Monday Night Football. Have the game on
Yes.
while we podcast. I think it gives you a bit more excitement, and there's stuff that triggers your mind into the next
Might
subject.
even get a goal or two.
Exactly. At slightly different
three in this case.
at slightly different stages of the night, but yes, we will certainly get goals.
Do you know what I think has been really good for us is that we've had a lot of ums and ahs and trying to get back into the flow of recording the podcast again. It's obviously been a lot more of a different experience for us because we've not been doing the live stuff. We've had to do the recordings of the videos separately, but how natural the conversation has been this evening.
That's because no one's seen anyone. Everyone wants to talk to somebody.
My word, that's a hairstyle.
Yeah, I know. It's,
I like
it's
that
blonde and
hairstyle.
blue.
No, not yours, Ian. This kid who's coming on.
Oxlade Chamberlain.
Oh, from Palace. I don't know his name.
It's not Black Lives Matter, is it?
He's got a big afro.
Here's the thing. I think like they banned the poppy because of it was political. Black Lives Matter is about changing political stance, but also some of the younger players who've played, no one will know who they are because they just have Black Lives Matter. So everything good they had, every picture it's done, he's not got their name on the shirt. It's got Black Lives Matter.
But wasn't that only for...
Reed Wald.
It was only the first round of games, but some of them won't ever play again. It'll just be that
Yeah,
one
true.
because they were the fittest player.
Oh, Mike Dean.
Is Mike Dean the fourth official?
Everton played some.
That's Joel Well-Reeled. He's
Yes, that's the one.
He's
Sounds German.
Well, I'd describe him as a ball-playing defender or central defensive midfielder. He can fill in there as well, and he can fill in at right back.
Oh, Jordan Henderson's come.
He's a fairly... I quite like him. The Palace guy just come on who said, described as funny hair. That is called an afro, Phil.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed, it's quite common.
Phil doesn't get
Especially
out
this time
these
of
days.
year. I don't get out at all with this lockdown.
Jordan
I said
Henderson
these
looks like he's the devil. He's bright pink.
Yeah, he's putting a shift, doesn't he? Everyone's hair seems to be a bit overgrown
Go
on the
away.
football pitch.
Oh, wait, was that a dig at me, you schmuck?
No, I'm saying on the football pitch.
No, but everyone knows that my fiver delivery's just been delivered. So
We know you try your utmost hardest, Mike, to grow your hair as long as possible, but it just doesn't work. So
Nah.
we won't.
maybe you should concentrate on doing it on your head rather than on your legs.
and my arms, and my back, and my bum.
You've not lost your hair, it's just slipped down in the heat.
No, it's fallen in my age. It's gone from ear to ear. And even then, it can't bloody grow properly. Look, I've got a gap up here. I've got a gap there.
Well, you wanted to overcompensate just in case anyone accused you of sympathising with a German history.
What you don't know, Mike, is that it's the missus at
away
night.
from that.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's the missus at night. When you're asleep. Razor. Whoop, whoop.
Oh, Corona.
How long is that going to be a thing every time someone coughs now?
Oh, that's got to be forever.
Like, do you not find it though? When you like do your exercise, you go out for a walk in the park and you get a tickly cough or something. It's not because you've got anything. You're just like, I do not want to cough because everyone's going to look at me.
Ian and Mike, you need to see this goal. It's
I'm sure we will see it.
Excuse me, we were talking and you were jibber jabbering over it. You won the game already. It's just shush. Yes, I know what you mean. I did that. I was where was I? I think I was in the supermarket the other day, and I started getting a little tickle in the back of my throat. I was like, just.
And that's the thing though, is the people next to you can't see me, but you have to watch the live stream back at this point. It'd be at 1 hour 30. When you do that and you do it really quietly, the old people next to you just look at you like that. And it's like you've tried to murder them. So. It's almost like you've gone up to them and gone, I'm going to cut you. So, no. I just literally, I swallowed it, went down and I've got a tickly cough.
You're not able to cough in public anymore.
Here's the thing, Crystal Palace have been on the end of a number of hidings. One of them was the Giroud donkey kick thing. Next game was West Ham. You know what I mean?
Scorpion kick.
That's it. The next one was why is that funny?
Oh, it just is.
The next one was Andy Carroll and his overhead kick, and they got smashed by Man City. They've been smashed by Chelsea. They've been smashed by Southampton. Wayne Hennessy was in goal for all of those. So
it don't matter when they play us, mate, because
if Wayne Hennessy's in goal, you'll be all right. Cause
they might get another.
No, I was just going to say he'll score a hat trick.
So, have you seen this delightful, beautiful goal that was scored?
No,
I have, but I was expecting
Mo to Mane was just delightful.
I was expecting like a 40-yard wonder goal, not a run through and just slip it past the keeper.
But that pass is completely destroyed.
There was no defence.
Straight through.
That's because they was all up the field.
Oh, here he comes. Here comes some of the youth.
Who's coming on?
It looks like Curtis Jones. No, it's someone Williams. So right back. The new right back. Williams. He'll come on.
Now, see, everyone said about haircuts. This is the thing. Barbers are closed. There are some Premier League players who have got some tight skin fades. How have they got them if all the barbers are closed and you can't do home appointments?
They must have been married to some hairdressers.
No.
Or there's what everyone else does, and that's just look up on YouTube.
No, there's some professional grade skin fades in there, Phil. Some of them you can tell have not been to the barber. Some you can tell have done it themselves, but there are definitely a fair few professional grade skin fades in there. I know that.
I do my own hair.
I do my own hair.
But you've got to say, out of all those professional hairdressers out there, they've got to have partners of some sort. So you never know. They might have all the footballers, and you might have one or two that are have a partner who happens to be in the hair
I'm not talking about one or two. I'm talking about like
90% of the players in the Premier League.
Actually, Van Aanholt's blonde should have gone less blonde by now.
Yeah, but
well, no, you can do that. You think I've gotten compared to the last time you see us, I've no longer got long hair. I've been bald for a while, and then I've grown a mohawk, and it's now blonde and blue. But I've done all that myself with a little bit of touching up from the missus. She did the dyeing part of it.
Oi, oi.
Yep.
Hey.
Definitely all
Tell
right.
me, you know, but
And then
why
she
the
dyed your
blue?
hair.
Why blue?
Why blue?
Because I had a choice of blue and red, and you can go over blue with red, but you can't go for red with blue.
Ah,
So it's blue, and at some point it will change and it will be red.
okay, that's good.
And then I'm sure when I'm back in the office, work will say to me, it's not acceptable. And I go, that's discrimination.
I totally agree with you. I had blue hair once for about 3 or 4 days, and work at that point he told me, he said, go away, don't come back until it's sorted.
So Phil had 4 months off.
Yeah.
Nah, I dyed it black about 2 days later.
I remember you with your blue hair.
I know.
What were we
Try these
living
things
together
once in
at
life.
that point?
Ah, it was way before then. I was
Oh, it's that sort of
18,
relationship, was it?
19.
Dyed his hair blue, did you?
That was long time ago.
Who's that?
But
Minimat.
nowadays, you can walk around the office and you have people with blue hair, pink hair, green hair. I've seen there's all sorts going on
But
without any.
it doesn't affect your
worry about
work,
it.
does it?
No.
If your hair
That's what I mean.
if your hair
I
affects your
work, son.
workload, then there's something wrong with you.
That's what bothers me about still some people's opinions about tattoos. I mean, granted, more companies have got more relaxed about having tattoos on display. Even the company I work for, they have a policy of you can have tattoos out, but if you've got client meetings, they have to be hidden away, which, well, I kind of get it.
Yep.
But on a day-to-day basis. But I remember working for a company years ago, and I was told that, granted, I didn't have as much as this going on at that particular point. But even just a couple, they said to me that these have to be covered up. So, and I said, why is that reason? And the excuse I was given was that it's distracting for other people. So I had to cover it up. And at that point, we were told that we could come in dressed down because company rules had changed.
Mm-hmm.
So I come in, it was baking hot. I was wearing a t-shirt, so I wasn't going to be wearing a shirt or a long sleeve shirt that day because it was too hot. I come in, I cover my tattoos with tube grips, and you wouldn't believe the amount of people that walk past. Oh my God, what have you done? Are you all right? And I was like, yeah, I've just been told I've got to cover my tattoos. And I said to my boss at the time,
It's
I was
more
like,
distracting than
telling
having
me?
tattoos out.
Exactly. Exactly. But there we go.
But I think
That's
back in the day, though, tattoos were for two sorts of people: hookers and rock stars, weren't they? So, and there's a lot of people who still got that opinion.
Football hooligans.
Well, not even football hooligans weren't really tattooed, though, was they?
Oh yeah, the occasional British bulldog here and there.
Yeah, but on mum.
Club badges.
But other than that, they weren't covered, were they?
Where's your mum, Mike?
She's at home. You leave her alone.
Well, tell her to tune in then.
You
She ain't
sure
got
she's
nothing
at
else.
No, there's my mum. I've got my traditional mum and dad tattooed on me.
Why are they
No,
traditional?
my mum and dad.
Why are they traditional, mum and dad?
No such thing as traditional anymore, is there?
Why not
No,
untraditional?
No, listen. The style of tattoo that I have is a traditional style, as in an old school Sailor Jerry type traditional.
But that's not what you
tattoo.
said. You said you had a traditional mum and dad tattoo. So
Yeah, and it is.
But why are your mum and dad traditional?
Oh, it's because they are. It was their upbringing.
Oh, fair enough. Can you tell?
Traditional, as it says, mum and
Can you tell
dad.
I'm no longer invested in this game?
Was it? Same.
I've got a point.
10, 15 minutes ago.
I like the fact that you thought it was going to be 2-2.
Yeah,
That makes
it's
me
been
happy.
4 goals, but only one way.
I think you should, in the spirit of fairness and enjoyment for the masses, it needs to be the goals need to be divided. 50-50, right down the middle.
I reckon 2-1 and 1 for the
What
fourth
purpose?
official.
Yeah.
Can't leave him out.
One for the little boy who lives down the lane.
He ain't even got a job anymore, is he? Because the teams have to do their own substitute boards. So I don't know what the fourth official does now.
Is he the VR?
He checks their studs. He goes, "Excuse me, can I see your studs?"
No, I ain't got studs, man. I got blades. They're moulds.
Oh, speaking of which, Get your little booties out, mate.
Oh, they're hidden. I'll do it on the next one.
Girl's got some very posh new football boots.
He's got some sort of degenerative disease, and he's actually only got tied 2 feet, even though he's 15 foot tall. It's really weird to look at. Makes you feel like you're on one.
What was it, those old cartoons like back in the day where you had like the massive bodies with the little tiny feet?
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Something from like a NatWest commercial or something.
Again, it's almost as disconcerting as Martial smiling. Not quite, but it's well on the way.
They're super comfy though. I've started to break them in and they're nice. Where some Predators in.
He's got some very nice boots. Not as good as my pink ones.
Really? Yeah, this game's over. Come on, they're smashing it. Do you think the Palace have given up by now? They should just all walk off and go home.
A true professional wouldn't, because anything can happen in the next half hour.
Although there was that non-league team.
Is that how far are you behind, mate?
Yeah. He's only on 2-0.
Oh, wait, what?
There was that non-league team that walked out of the game, though, wasn't it? They were 11-0 down at half time, and they went to come out, and there was only 2 players left. The rest of them all gone home.
It's respectful. I saw that in the last stand in the Chicago Bulls, one of the teams there in the NBA final. Literally walked out.
Well, that was easy for you to say, wasn't it? Jesus.
NBA final.
So
they just literally walked out. Left the team.
All I will say is we need to do a responsible drinking version of one of our little 10-minute videos at some point when we're all allowed together. Just every or it's got to be a shot
of something dirty.
Jack Daniels.
Yes.
I'll do that.
I think we'll die.
That's fine.
I think
you said it's a 10-minute. Oh, mind you.
Right, here's the thing. Like the last one where we were better, I counted between us in just the West Ham Tottenham game. There were 24.
22 of them were from me.
No, I think Phil was the worst offender on that one. I didn't get all the way through it to count all of them. But I was.
Hang on, we talking prediction 15 or prediction 14?
15.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think we need to do another one, but every time there's an or an
I'll be on my game. I'll
prediction
be over my illness.
I was terrible when you put that tweet out to say about if anyone wants a drinking game, blah 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 blah. I actually sat down and I watched that video, and I started that video off, and I think I said about 26 in my first set of predictions for that game.
The best bit about it though is was watching it, because I was watching it with the missus, just watching it back, just to see what you boys said, and it tickled me. Yeah. It tickled me so much that I didn't finish the video properly. I didn't hear the rest of it because every time there was an or an I was just crying.
Hey, do you know, I never realised. I mean, my mum and dad, they picked me up on it, and they've said to me, you need to be, shut your face, you need to be more aware of it. And when I was recording, I kind of completely blank it out. It just seems completely natural. And it wasn't until I watched it back I was like, Jesus Christ, this is so bad. And I tried so desperately. And when I started recording the first video for the last lot of predictions, I went, hello, welcome to FDT. You're here with Mike and Ian. And I just went, I fucking done it again. So I deleted that video, started again. And then I was like,
super conscious of it.
For watching, and you do see a bit of it going. Yeah, I think this is.
You tried to stop it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Tried to edit it out, but it doesn't work.
No. It is funny though.
I have got some challenges though. You need to between the two of you for the next round of fixtures. You need to choose challenge A or challenge B. So which would you like to pick?
Well, it depends on what they are.
Well, no,
Yeah,
no.
what is challenge B?
No, they're nothing horrible, but you have to choose one. We have to agree on A or B, and then I will tell you what it is.
Okay, so what's this for?
challenge
The
B.
next lot of predictions?
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
Right. Okay.
I'm going
Is
challenge
there-
B. Mike
is
can
there-
go A.
Oh, all right. You're picking for me, are you? No, I'm making a decision. No, I'll do that.
So what are you going with?
Have we got to agree on one together, or we both got a different one?
You know, you've got to agree on one together, and then that is what we will do for the next one. It's and then the next one after that will go to the next challenge.
It's Harvey Elliott.
And it's just to give it a little bit more fun as to something
That's a big shot for you just then.
something to
And again.
yeah, you know what I mean. But it's just I've been drinking. Leave me alone.
It's a Tuesday night.
He's got a sports bottle filled with Jack Daniels. He's like,
I've got a JD and Coke, and it's a rather strong one at the minute.
Here comes Harvey Elliott. Is he going to be the difference?
What, 4-0?
Yeah. Robertson's been off for a rest.
So A or B?
what do you want to do, Phil? I'll let you pick this time, and I'll pick
I'm only
next
going
time.
B because it's my surname. That's all.
We're going B.
Yeah, but you've also got an A in your surname.
Yeah, but
Yes,
so
but
they begins with
Doesn't
B.
start.
Banana Man.
All right.
Banana Man.
Banana Man. How'd you say your last name? Banham.
Banham.
For so long, I used to think it was Bahanam or not Bahanam or Bahanaman. I don't know. I'm not good with names. So we're going with B, yes.
Yep.
So they have to make sense. However, in our predictions for next round of fixtures, you have to fit in as many film titles and famous film quotes as possible. And I think we should have a bonus point for the person who gets the most. But they have to make sense.
Yeah. I like that.
So, and then the week after that will be music lyrics.
But how videos can end up being
No,
about 6 hours long?
No, they've got to be short and concise like they have been. But you've got to fit as many in as you can. So, what are the next round of fixtures? Do we know?
Yes, I will tell you.
Next round of fixtures are.
All right, you do it.
Yeah, I've got it here. Sort of, I think. Are Arsenal, Norwich, West Ham, Chelsea, and whoever Liverpool play next. Because
Who cares?
it's over a week, so over 5 days.
Yeah.
So we've got to give
I
some
do
kind
like
of like, what's the word? Our descriptions have basically got to be something along the lines of, we're gonna take him.
So Jose Mourinho said to me, "Hello, my little friend," and pulled out his.
Tell me,
Okay.
Cat.
But that don't make sense. You can't just make anecdotes up. They've got to make sense. So it's got to be an accurate prediction of what you think is going to happen by fitting in movie titles and film quotes.
Like Mane, he likes to live at line in the fast lane.
Exactly. But you've got to have a reasonable prediction at the end of it. But it can only be, say, like a minute and a half, I reckon, tops.
Okay. Cool. That's going to be a tough one. So
Yeah.
are we only doing our own? Oh, I suppose no, we can't.
No, you've got to do all three. So
Right,
there's
okay.
free games, free opportunities.
It takes some
Well,
time
not
to
one
script it, but yeah,
not
it'll be
one
fine.
shot, one opportunity. So
That's the song, though, isn't it? That's not a film.
it was in 8 Mile.
Yeah.
Does he actually say it in 8 Mile?
Yeah,
Oh no.
I thought it was just the song.
no. Well,
Okay.
the song is in 8 Mile, but that's in.
Oh, that's a tedious link there, isn't it?
What's that?
Oh, the song was in the film 8 Mile. Yeah, it was
in
at the
it.
end credits.
No, it wasn't in the end credits.
No, it's halfway through the film as well.
So With that being said, the next game is
Next week, is it? Or the weekend?
No, tomorrow.
Wednesday.
So a week today.
Yeah, so I think we've got to have it done in at Mike, and you can't edit, you can't cut things out.
Yeah, both your videos like a second long.
Because that would be exactly what I do.
I think the score's 2-1.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I just, you beat me 2-1. But yeah, I think we've got to be in latest Monday morning. Gives you time to sort it out. Gives us a little bit of time to think about it.
I'm happy with that. Let's do it. Let's have your suggestions as well, audience. Those out there.
Yeah, so if you've got any suggestions you want to help us out, then our Twitter handles are above. Send us a message.
Yeah.
Follow us on Twitter.
Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe.
If you would like a particular movie or a particular quote said, drop us a line, drop us a message. We'll try and slip it in there.
This game, the last 10 minutes of this game is dragging.
Yeah, it's over. Everyone on the pitch is like, oh, really?
I don't know if it's because it's 10 o'clock at night and it's still like 57 degrees out.
Oh, mate, it's so hot. I've got my fan on and I'm sweating like an absolute trooper.
I live in a concrete box, so it's really hot.
So Harvey Elliott's just been told he can take a corner.
Most houses are concrete boxes, Phil.
They're normally made of brick, mate.
They're not going to let Harvey Elliott take any more corners, are they?
After that one.
They just gave him the nod to take one. He didn't even get it off the floor.
Mike, you have the joy of watching this in a sec. Or maybe 10 minutes.
He went short.
Another one?
Yeah, he went short though. He went short and gave it to someone else because he did not want the.
Here he goes. Oh, that was terrible. Not even past the first person.
Are you behind me now then, Phil?
But he's only 16.
Don't matter.
He's taken another corner afterwards.
Yeah, but this is the third one he's had then.
I'm on 89.53.
Yeah, awful. He ain't got the power in his legs, has he?
Of course.
But he's 16 though. That's the problem. Oh, what a ball that was. Go on, mate.
Because you got him from Fulham, didn't
Goalkeeper actually saved the goal.
Come on, one player you think you may be in for then?
And keep happy with himself.
Before we end.
Sorry?
One player you think your team might be in for in the summer?
I'm really hoping for Sancho.
Fair enough.
I can't see that one personally.
Not unless you get rid of Salah or Mane. Why would he come?
I think if Mo goes, then yeah. I think you got to think that like Real Madrid need to rebuild their entire team. Rumours around the PSG as well, wanting to have a shift around. You've still got Juventus looking for changes. You've got the big European powerhouses looking to change up. And they might come to us, who seem to be the best team in Europe right now. So,
Mike,
they might come knocking to take a few players.
Did you just say you're the best team in Europe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at all the leagues, and we've got the best record in all the leagues at the current time.
I'm not going to even bother arguing with you. I will just say okay. I personally disagree, but that's just my opinion. One player who I think that we are who I would take.
Who you'd like to see that could potentially be a realistic transfer?
Ryan Fraser.
What? Yeah.
That's
quality. He's got a work ethic when
got a bit of pace about him.
Yep.
He's got a bit of a boot. Yeah, I think that'd be a good signing for us.
Fair enough.
Even on a free transfer, but that would kind of. In fact, I'm just going to scrub out what I was just going to say.
Go on.
I would.
No,
I was just going to say.
Self-editing
but that's another signing from Southampton, but he's not Southampton. He's a Bournemouth.
They're close enough though. They only ran a corner.
Oh my. No, I would. I would like to see him at us. I think he would give an option as well. And I would just like to say as well, congratulations to both Pablo Mari and Cedric Suarez, who
signed permanently.
have joined Arsenal on a permanent deal, obviously subject to the contracts and stuff. But both of them are currently injured, as is the Arsenal way.
So I thought you was going to say subject to a medical, which they won't pass.
No. Right, Ryan Fraser, get yourself injured.
Oh, that was a lovely bit of skill.
Get on our books. And come join the Arsenal party.
See, my one would be if we can stay up, I'd get rid of a few players, but I would quite like to try and sign either on loan or permanently Luka Jovic.
Oh yeah, good shout.
He's not getting a game at Real Madrid. He's fallen out with Zidane. He's played with Haller in 4-4-2 and they were prolific in the German league. So I don't think there'd be much wrong with changing us to 4-4-2 and having them two up front, even if it's for a season on loan, just to see how it goes. Can't see it.
I would go try and push for a season on loan. They pay his wages, and no obligation.
They won't pay their wages.
I don't.
You don't ask, you don't get.
I think the first things first though is staying in the Premier League.
I definitely think that's
the transfer plans, I imagine will be much different if we get relegated.
3 points are in the bag.
So that's game over from Liverpool. 3-0, so a point to me, a point to Phil. Nothing for the 2-2.
4-0.
4-0, whatever.
I will.
After 3, it don't matter, does it?
Stay on chat.
For some reason, Mike went for a 2 draw.
So
yeah, well,
you expect more from Palace.
To be honest, I did expect more from Palace.
Yeah, I did.
And I expected less from you.
But we will be back with some more of this at some point. But until then, I've been Ian.
I've been Phil.
I've been Mike. Thanks for watching.
We're FDT-TV. Please like and subscribe. We'll see you soon.